please welcome our final student. Please give a warm welcome to Rob!
Okay. Hi. How are we doing? Woo! Yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward to follow all that up. So winter is coming, and and not in the Game of Thrones way, because I do not watch Game of Thrones. I know, I tried it, I didn't like it. Yes, I know, it's great, but just not my thing. Yep, tried it a second time, just wasn't that into it. Yeah, no, I'm good, but thank you, officer, please have a good night. Okay, like, seriously, I don't understand why I always have to justify why I don't watch certain shows. Okay, especially shows about incestuous dragons or whatever the hell. Okay, I don't get Game of Thrones. I imagine one episode is basically just like, people like riding in on a horse and then being like, to be or not to be, and then they like go home and have sex with their sister. And that's my understanding of what Game of Thrones is, right? And speaking of having sex with your sister, you know who loves Game of Thrones? It's my parents. Yes, yeah, true story. Yeah, my parents love Game of Thrones, and like I'm totally cool with that, whatever, they have their own personal tastes. But sometimes I wonder if they're totally following the plot, because these are the same people who laugh out loud while watching The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I don't like that show either, clearly. Yeah, The Big Bang Theory is a little messed up, and I feel like my parents just don't quite have the same sense of humor as me, and I'm trying to wonder, you know, how that happened. At what point did things go wrong that they can laugh at a show like that that is kind of, I don't know, simple to say the least, excuse me. So I've created this flow chart to help better understand what's going on here. And the flow chart goes like this. It starts at the top with one question and it says, am I adopted? And then there's a line that follows from there and it says yes, and that's the flow chart. And that's sort of what I've come to terms with. Yeah, and my mom is so weird. She always says to me, oh, you're such a Sheldon. You remind me so much of Sheldon. And that's like really embarrassing for a numerous amount of reasons. But firstly, I don't think I need an audience laugh track to make myself seem funny. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. And like, the only thing that I see that Sheldon and I have in common are maybe there's two things. There's two things. First is that my mom loves both of us. And the second is that we're both gay behind the scenes. And yeah, being gay, whew, what a journey that is. You straight people do not know how easy you have it. Let me tell you something, okay? You are so lucky that the second you determine you are heterosexual at the age of 12, you know what role you are going to be in the bedroom. You're done. You're good. You're ready to go. You're ready to go on dates. You know what's up. Okay, as a gay man, it took me about 10 years after coming out to figure out that I am versatile. Does anyone know what versatile means in this audience? Okay? For those who are very religious and do not frequent gay pornography like I do, okay? For those of you out there who don't know, when two men make love, one must be on top and one must be on the bottom. And then you have people like me who are versatile and don't mind doing either. Okay? So we say verse for short, ambidextrous, if you will. And yeah, so you discover that you're verse, and it's really awkward because half the time you really enjoy sex and you like go for it, and the other half of the time you're like, ow! Yeah, so yeah, that's my life. And then, like, once you pick your position, then you have to pick your identity. And there's like all these different subgroups and subcultures in the gay community, and they're all like kind of animal-based. It's really fucked up. But basically, the way you determine what your role is like how much body hair you have and sort of the figure of your body as well. So like you can be like a bear, or a cub, or an otter, or a twink, or a jock, or clean cut, or you can be cupcake, or pudding, or cheesecake. Those last three are just desserts, I haven't had dinner. And it's all so fucking weird, right? And I'm trying to figure out what I am. I'm like looking in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of hairy, I got like a bit of a belly, like not really sure what's going on with my legs, they're kind of stubby, my fingers don't really go too far. Like I wear glasses, like I kind of look like a Jew, but I'm not a Jew, so I don't really know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. So I just call myself a cub, but I call myself a kosher cub. Which I know seems like it might be kind of confusing, but it's because on Tinder and Grindr I get so much action from Jewish guys. And I think it's because I look Jewish, obviously. And I think in the Jewish community, when you come out as gay, it's sort of a bit of a disappointment to your parents. So to curb that, you have to be like bringing home gay men that are word Jewish. That way you kind of are like pretending that you're keeping the culture going, but not really, you know? And I really don't want to play that role. Not right now, at least. Maybe like give me 20 years when I'm single and crying and masturbating still every night, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll be Jewish. Like, schedule a bris. Yeah, so that's my life. Yeah, so Tinder's weird, right? Who uses Tinder? Oh, God. Well, that's the set, so I hope you know what it does. Yeah, so Tinder. Tinder's weird. Tinder reminds me of Game of Thrones, actually. Yeah, weird. How is that possible? Well, here's how it goes. Everyone takes it really seriously, but mostly it's just about sex. That's the first part. And the second part would be like, there's a ton of characters for you to choose from, and usually they're just getting killed off, and you're swiping left and they're off. And then the ones that you do keep for the plot line, you get them all mixed up. So you go on a date and you're like, but were you the guy who did that? Or what's going on? I can't remember. And then Grindr is like the Big Bang Theory, because we all like to laugh at how pathetic it is, but we still might watch it. And then we're kind of embarrassed to talk about it in public, because you probably shouldn't talk about the fact that you partake in it. Yeah, so those are the two comparisons. Yeah, I hope you got that down for all of you that don't use Tinder or Grindr out there. Thanks for showing up. Glad my audience is representative of me. Anyway, so Grindr is really fucking weird. Now I'm gonna have to explain this to you, because clearly you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So Grindr is an app that you turn on your phone, and it basically shows you all the men in your proximity who, you know, you maybe want to talk to and have sex with. Okay, that's what it is. It's straight and to the point. And it's weird. You know, usually I was embarrassed to talk about it, but now I'm not, because the ways that we get laid these days are just so miserable, right? This guy messages me on Grindr and is like, hey sexy, wanna be my daddy? And I'm like, dude, you've watched way too much Game of Thrones. Like, why do you want to talk to your dad? What the hell? Anyway, thank you very much. That's my time.
Keep going for Rob, everybody.